good, everybody? I'm TJB and welcome back to my Saturday Specials beat making series. It's been a little bit, was locked in for the last month and a half or so, just getting in between jobs, finding something new, but things are stabilizing for me now and back here making videos. Got a new microphone, got a new audio interface. Excited to get probably one or two of these to you guys a month. And before I get into anything else, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment for me what you think of the beat in the comments. If you like these videos and the beats that I make, I got a ton of music up on streaming. I just had an instrumental album come out at the end of last year, and I'll also be releasing all my Saturday Specials beats on streaming at the end of the month, so be on the lookout for that. But anyway, let's get back into the video. So I've got this Latin record right here. When I was searching through the record earlier, there's an intro I want to pull out, and then very specifically, there's some specific notes I want to use, and I think we can make something a little more abstract today with that. So with that being said, I'm going to throw this on the record player. I'm going to pitch it all the way down and see what we can come up with. Alright, got the sample recorded in. Like I said, there's these few notes at the end of each of these bars I want to pick out. So I'm going to slice this up and see what I can do with those little notes. Discard all this. I think I want to pitch this down even further. 3 semitones. I think I can slow this down even more too. I think we might be able to use this little drum roll at the end too. Keep that on there for later. I don't know, maybe it could be an intro or something. I think the path forward for this beat is to just add a bunch of effects basically. Planning on probably using a delay, maybe a chorus, maybe some reverb, but we'll mess around with some onboard effects and see what we can come up with. Getting onto something there. Okay, got a delay and a reverb so far. I think I want to kill some frequencies, mainly the low end. Find some drum samples to use. I think I just gotta take the hat out of each of these slices. Taking out the little hat out of each of these slices kind of made it sound a little more somber, which is probably better for the long run. Maybe add a little bit of color to these drums. Samples we have are pretty colorful already, but just add a little bit more, maybe with like a lo-fi effect. Alright, that's a little more satisfactory. I put a lo-fi effect and a compressor on it. I don't know if I want to add a bass line or more of like a background instrument. I don't even know if I want to add hi-hats, but we'll see what comes up next. Actually, I think I want to add an open hat. Put that on every quarter note. Maybe a 16 level. I think a bass line would be easiest to do next. really simple 808 pattern. I think we need to put a compressor and some distortion on it. It's a little deep. And I think if I bring it up an octave, it's just too high pitched. Alright, it's not bad so far. I wonder if I can bring in that drum roll. Okay, should I speed this up a little? Alright, let's try to tuck that in the background a little bit. Okay, got that drum roll sorted out. I added a reverb and a chorus, and I brought the volume of it way down so I can kind of have it in the background as a nice little texture piece. I think from here, I want to add some quarter note hi-hats, give it a little bit of bounce, and maybe one more synth that I can find that's on my MPC. And I think I want to make another section to where we kind of add some more notes to the 808 to kind of differentiate a hook in a verse section. I think I'm looking for more acoustic sounding hats rather than anything more synthetic. Something like that. Also mess with the velocity a little bit on these to make them feel a little bit more alive. Okay, let's see if we can add another synth here. Clean up those 808 notes a little bit. Might not really be noticeable since it's so deep, but we tried. I want to add some effects to this horn. Okay, that sounds a lot better. Just gotta add some effects to make it fit. So I took that classic brass preset on the Odyssey and I gave it put the AIR flavor, lo-fi, put a chorus, and I put a small reverb on it. And then I also dropped the volume just a little to kind of have it sit more somewhere in the background, kind of maybe bringing in just the hook. Then I think I'm gonna add just some more 808 notes in another 4-bar section real quick, and I think we're gonna be able to call it done. Just made that other section, just kind of add a little more bounce to the 808. I'll bring it in and out once I get it arranged in Ableton, and we'll see how much I use it, but it's there if I want it. And I think we can call it done. So, pretty simple beat. I started with that sample, recording the MPC. I pulled out a few of those notes. I recorded all the way pitched down on the record player, and I pitched it down some more, slowed it a little bit. All I really did was add a delay, reverb, and I killed some of the frequencies, added some drums, had a pretty basic drum pattern. I just added a lo-fi effect and a compressor effect to those drums. Added some 16th hats later, kind of give it some bounce, which I think turned out pretty nice. After that, just added a very simple 808, just put a compressor and some distortion on it. So it's a pretty low and boomy 808, so it can be heard a little bit better on speakers. Hopefully I did an okay job of that. And then I had a little horn synth that I added. I actually added a lot of different effects on it to kind of make it fit better within the beat, make it sound a little bit more grimy. And then I also added that little drum roll that was from the beginning of the sample that we recorded in. So we have that drum roll way in the background, which kind of has more of like a texture piece. And with that, I'm just going to throw that in Ableton and get it arranged. As always, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment letting me know what you think of the beat. I got a lot of music available on streaming. I just had an instrumental album come out in the last year, and all my Saturday Specials beats will be on streaming as well very soon. Sorry that it's been a little bit. I'm excited. I'll be releasing a lot more music this year, and I'll be making sure like I'll be having a lot more music dropping on SoundCloud, just like dropping beats randomly, and a lot more of these videos too. So have a lot of big plans for this year, and I really appreciate all the support from everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one.